Hello, my name is Kelly Bluin. I am a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to episode 22 of our Inktober series. Throughout this series, we are challenging ourselves to try 31 different tangles. These were chosen by Stephanie Jennifer, a certified Zentangle teacher, and I have it linked below in the description of this video. It's a beautiful list. If you don't have it yet, check it out. So today is day 22, which means we are on the last group of 10 that need to fit in the rest of our compilation. If you're not doing the compilation, that is okay. Follow along for the instructions on how to make it. And then at the end, just put the tangle on whatever you are working on. I have my Micron pen. This is a PN plastic nib pen, graphite pencil, and a blending tool, and a little 2" by 2" paper tile called the Bijou tile. These are all available at Zentangle.com. The compilation piece is on a piece of white cardstock that is 8.5 by 11. And then I drew the frame to be an 8 by 10 so that I could frame it if I want to. All right. That has 21 different tangles on it. If you have been working on this, I hope that you are proud of yourself, amazed at yourself. It's just so cool. I love it. All right. Today's tangle is called Shattuck. Shattuck. It is a Zentangle classic. It is just kind of a go-to one. It's a good filler. It's good on its own. You're going to love it. Shattuck. Okay. Here it is on my little calendar. Look at these beautiful curves and amazing. So fun to shade. I love shading this one. Butria yesterday. Calendar's filling up. Okay, let's zoom in a bit. And I'm going to flip this over. And I'm going to begin with pencil. All right, on this little tiny 2" tile, we're going to do it several times. So I'm going to use my pencil to help make my grid. And I'm going to go way over here on the side, and I'm going to put a light pencil line in, and then I'm going to aura it. And we could do this with pen right away, but I know sometimes we get a little bit nervous about where these are placed. So let's make sure we're happy with them before we trace over them. So right now I have 2 little bars made. And then I'm going to put in 2 more. So if this is the center of my tile, I need to do 2 more. So maybe 1 here and 1 here. Put the little line down, or it on either side, it doesn't matter. They don't have to all be the same size either. And the nice thing about pencil is you can erase it and try again if you want. This one right here, I might scoot over a tiny bit so this one isn't as narrow, but we'll see. And then I'm going to trace it with my pen, but I'm not going to go all the way to the edge of the paper. I said I was going to move it, and then I didn't. That's okay. Put all of these little bars in, these little dividers. When your pen is dry, you can go back in with an eraser and erase any pencil lines. All right. So I thought it would be fun to embellish the little bar areas before we do the Shattuck pattern. So I don't like when my bars just kind of end. I want them to sort of have like a little embellishment. So I think on this one over here, this left one, I'm going to go to the far side and I'm going to give this a little curl like that. And then the far side of this one, I'm going to curl in as well. You can do whatever you want. They could just stop. You could just put a little line and stop. This one I'm going to put a frown face on and a circle, and that is poke root. This one I'll do a smiley face and a poke root. This one over here, I'll do a little kind of a sideways sad face. And I'm going to go around it like that. And do sprinkle on top. And this one I'm going to go the opposite way just to sort of not make it bump into the bottom. And this one I'll do a curl this way, and this one I'm going to do my curl the opposite way because I have room. You do not ever need to do that on Shattuck, but it's kind of fun. And I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to put a base line across the bottom and top of each of these, just a little pencil line to sort of tell me where to start and where to stop. Okay, so Shattuck is a series of lines and they can be straight or they can be curved. I'm going to do curved ones today. And so I'm going to begin in the far right corner of that first column. And I want to go from the line down to here. And since my little thing is kind of in the way there, I'm just going to go like this. Just have to kind of bump into what's already there, but you sort of make a rainbow. And then the next one, I'm going to take my pencil and just sort of give you a little bit of a guide. My next one's going to fill up this space and then this space. So I'm going to start at the bottom left corner now, and I'm going to do those little curves all the way over to this line. So if it was a rainbow, it would go from the bottom up and down to the bottom, but we're doing like a curve. Now I'm going to start on the bottom right hand side. Like that. And then the left. Make sure you give it a little bump if you want that curve. And then maybe I'll just stop there. I could keep going and filling this area in, but I think I'll just leave it. For the middle one, I'm going to do straight lines so you can see another version of it. I'm going to start in this bottom corner, and now I am going from that flat bottom up to the side, like that. And then I'm going to do this left side. And now these are going to come in at like right angles. So they go right straight into that. Do you see what I'm saying? How it's a right angle? And then right angles this way. And this one has so much room to play. You can change up the lines, you can change the width, you can decorate inside of them. You could go halfway up the side and then switch. I mean, there's just so many things that you could do. I'm going to stop right there where it kind of ends at that little poke root shape. And for the last side, I'm going to do curves again, but instead of starting on the bottom right, I'm going to start on the bottom left. So I'm going to do my little curves coming down into that bottom line until I get all the way over to the side. If it helps you to make a zigzag, you can. And now we're doing them on that side, and then we switch. And then we switch again. We did it. We made Shattuck. All right, shading is the most fun part, I think, of this tangle. I'm going to erase my pencil lines. Okay, the first thing I like to do is shade along the bars. So I'm going to go on the inside edge of each of these bars, and don't be afraid to go dark. So right up against there. And then I'm going to go on this little outside edge on both sides as well. And whenever we shade on two sides of a little white area like that, it really makes that white pop out. Do not need to push it very far into those patterns. If you want to make that kind of go around your little shapes, you can, or we can add that later. Okay, now we're going to shade at the top of each of these rainbows where another one comes and tucks behind. So I'm going to go at the very top of each of these little rainbows. And again, don't be afraid to push down kind of hard. Give it a nice dark line. Down here, I'm going to go on the top of this where these tuck in. Top of this one and this one. Same thing over here. Wherever a tangle goes underneath another one, give it a little bit of graphite. And I'm going to go around these toppers as well. On the top and on the bottom. Okay, you ready? I'm going to push that up and away from that rainbow. And look at the dimension, how it makes it look like those are really layered. Give each of my shapes a little bit of love. And initial. I'm going to use these bottom of the lines here to do my initials. There we go, Shattuck. Such a fun one, such a calming one. I just love it. All right, let's add it to our piece. Here we go. So we have so many options. It can be done as a single. It can be done as a double or a triple. It could start at a point and then build out. So many ways that we could use this. So right away, I feel like I want to put it in this little opening over here. I've never found something to go in there, and wouldn't Shattuck just fit in there so perfectly? Okay, also just noticed under Toodles, I've got this little blank spot with nothing in it, and I need to fill that in. Okay, nobody would ever notice, but it just kind of poked out at me. All right, so I'm thinking I'll put Shattuck in here, but maybe not quite yet. And then where else? Where else? Where else? Maybe as a diagonal, like right here, and we can put something else in there later. I still need to find something great to go against that one as well. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it right here. I like how we have some of those on the other side, these like little borders that sort of wind in and out of our piece. So I think I want that over here. I'm going to turn my page. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, I'm not going to do pencil. I am just going to go right in with my pen and hope for the best. Okay, so I'm going to go like this. And like this. And you've got to start thinking about the fact that you have 10 tangles to do. So if I back up a little bit and we look at this area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, I think I'm okay, but just start thinking about that. All right, I want to put the edges on, that little aura. All right, right, now I've just turned my paper completely sideways to work on it. And I'm going to do the curves. I love the straight lines as well, but I'm going to do curves. So I'm going to start in this bottom right-hand corner. And I'm going to be coming down into this edge. And I'm just going to be mindful of the spacing. And look at that, great start. If you want to draw in a zigzag to help guide you, you can. When we go the opposite way, we start on the left side and we want these curves to go right into the top of that rainbow. And it does not matter how many lines you make at all. It doesn't matter, I promise. I'm not even counting, I'm just doing it until it looks kind of full. And we just go the opposite way. I have made Shattuck so many times where I feel like I kind of get off course and I end up with straighter lines instead of curve or too many in an area. And then by the time I'm finished, I'm like, oh, this looks amazing. So don't overthink it. Don't worry about it. Just such a nice, relaxing tangle. Look how great that looks. What a fun pattern. Okay, before I shade, I'm gonna go put one over here in this area. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. I think I'm gonna skip the little bars and I'm just going to use this space to put lines, okay? Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna start over here. And then I think I'm just gonna leave, nope, I'm gonna keep going right here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna use the edge of this Toodles to do it this way. It might be easier in this area to do the diagonals instead of the curves, but this is what I'm gonna do. Do one more. Is this perfect Shattuck? Definitely not. Does it work? Absolutely. Woohoo, look at that. I filled that area in and it's got some texture. And then if you want, you can go back in and you can embellish. You can put some fun little designs in there. I could put some orbs. And I'm gonna ink in those little extra areas. It also looks really cool if you lift your pen as you're making those lines or curves, and it gives that little break. Let me show you on Stephanie Jennifer's packet how she did it. So she did it in a V, and then see how she lifts her pen and adds a little dot or a little line, but it gives these little glimmers of light. She also did some thickening on the outer lines. It looks amazing. Okay, let's do some shading. I'm going to shade the regular one over here first because that looks easier to me. Okay, I like to go on the inside of those little bars, those little borders. And again, don't be afraid to make that dark. Doesn't have to be wide, but nice and dark against that edge. Then I'm going to go on the outside as well. I love that this pattern already has this aura. Can do little circles to spread that out. I love that Stephanie Jennifer has picked a few classic Zentangle ones for us to play with. Sometimes we forget about them or about certain ones. Look how amazing that shades. Okay, top of each of these little rainbows. I'm also going to put some right here where it tucks into the border. Look at that little shadow, makes it look like it's going underneath. Classic, classic, beautiful. I love that one. I like how it kind of looks like it's coming through Mirth. That looks neat. Okay, I'm gonna go over here and do this one. Look at how that is nestled in there. You can hardly see it. So I'm gonna go over the top of those rainbows, if I can find them. And everything else should have graphite around the outside because we did that, like when we made Zenith. We already have that, so I really should just need to do the tops of those. And suddenly, go a little darker. Suddenly, that little area that's been open for so long has beautiful patterns in it. And when you zoom out, look at how that is just tucked in there and you don't even know it's Shattuck. So cool. All right, there we go. We've got 9 more to do. I think I'm gonna have to start making mine a little bit bigger. I'm so excited. All right, follow me on Facebook at Let's Tangle if you want to share your work every Sunday. I also post lots of updates and fun things on there. If you would like commercial-free videos, you can join my Patreon, and it's $5 a month, but you get some behind-the-scenes videos and you get commercial-free. What else? You can go to my website, www.minsofzen.com, and you can join my newsletter. I do have a subscription box coming out soon, so if you want information on that, join my newsletter. And that's it. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.